Hi guys, I'm here with Knutem Roelbe-Moe, a Microsoft MVP who's once again agreed to share some knowledge and tips on what he knows from Microsoft. Thanks so much for agreeing for this.
Thank you so much as well.
Okay, so the first question, I can't say. The season of 2023 is almost over. What are you looking for the next year? What do you think will be the it for 2024?
Yeah, it's kind of obvious, like with AI and everything that Microsoft does, that's going to be kind of the big thing for 2024. We all need to learn a little bit how we should work and adapt to the changes that Microsoft provides for us.
What is the specifics? Like, what are the products, the solutions that they're looking for? What's public and maybe not public yet that you could share?
Yeah, not public. I cannot share nothing. But Microsoft has just gone public with Copilot.
Yep.
They called it like general availability. That's been kind of challenged by the community because like general availability means that everybody should have access. But currently, it's only companies that is larger than 300 licensed users that's allowed to use it. So, but hopefully for 2024, at some point in time, I cannot tell when because I don't know, but at some point in time in 2024, it will be open for everyone to use, basically.
Well, let's imagine I have a company that has 3,000 employees. What are some benefits? What will Copilot do for my business? How will it help my employees?
We had like in the past, we had the Clippy, like you had inside of Word,
Yeah,
like,
I loved it.
Yeah,
He was such a help.
so kind of like you can imagine that this is just a more advanced Clippy, like you get your personal assistant in a sense, always available for you within all the tools that you use. So for instance, let's say you are working with presentations, like I do all the time as an MVP.
Yeah.
I might want some help from my assistant, which in this case is Copilot. So then of course, or you're a sales representative and you have created like a draft of, or you have an offer from before that you sent to a customer. And now you can just write a draft in Word and then you can take your other offer you sent and combine them. And suddenly you have the same styling, the same look and feel as you had in the previous draft you used or the previous offer you used. And then even more what you can do, you can take like that presentation or that Word sales document and create a PowerPoint presentation from that, automatically generated with Copilot.
So for I'm getting, it could like remove some of the current tools I'm using, like Grammarly. I could use it to proofread, right?
Yeah, you can do that as well, yeah.
Okay.
So that's also like one of the things that you can do. You can kind of take a text and then you can tell Copilot, make this text better, and then it will really do that. So for instance, I'm not like English native speaking,
Me either, don't worry.
So for me, it could really help me to kind of pronounce, write the grammar better in a sense. And also sometimes you can actually just use the Copilot or the AI to just basically do those small tasks for you that you just don't want to do. Imagine every morning you're writing all those emails in Outlook. With Copilot, you can just ask Copilot to write them for you in a draft. And then you will just read through, kind of approve them and send them out.
Will there be a possibility to like learn the AI model, my tone of voice, because like, or the company brand guidelines? Because what I fear is I do not want to sound generic. I am a human. I have my smiley faces. I have my, small tweaks that I do to make it more personal. Will I be able to teach the AI my tone
It is
of
an
voice?
AI, so it will kind of learn you
okay.
and how to know you. So that's kind of the thing with AI. Like, for instance, if you write a text and then you ask it to kind of make it different, it will probably be different for you than for me because it's your Copilot. It's not your company's Copilot. It's not like one Copilot that all the organization is sharing, but it's like yours. So it's kind of your personal helper, your personal Clippy. I love the Clippy as well. So it's like it will always be there. You can use it, you cannot use it. But on the other hand, I don't think every person in an organization will have the need for Copilot. It's not like if you're sitting in the reception or if you are just working with like some technical stuff or you're a construction worker, you will not need Copilot. And that's where kind of Microsoft right now, in a sense, they try to not let everybody use it at the same time. And by this, they put kind of the threshold that you need to be like having 300 licensed users, which means it's $10,000 a month that you need to pay. So it's like it's $120,000 per year, which is a lot for an organization to do the buy-in, But then you need to start to think like, what can we save? Like, how can we work? How can this help us improve? And we shouldn't only consider this, hey, we're gonna cut off like half the workforce or anything like that. It's not going to happen. The only thing is that you as a person, you will start to work differently. You will spend your time more wisely, and by this you can do also more within the organization, basically.
I completely agree. Like implementing AI in a workforce is not about laying off people. It's actually about leveraging more their talents and their skills, because if I can delegate the things that do not require a lot of value from me, from my knowledge, from my creativity, then why not do so? And the transition would be I would have to do less of the mundane tasks that I really don't like and be able to like brainstorm more, which is a collaboration that always needs to happen for the creativity and innovation. So I believe like understanding the business case, so like counting an ROI of this investment won't be just, oh, this hour spent, this process is more efficient. It's about how well you're utilizing your employees' potential, and also how happy are they with work. I would love somebody to schedule all my meetings. I hate doing that and managing my calendar. And as I understand, Copilot will be perfect help for that.
It's like a perfect example, like how many emails you usually don't have to send out to find the right time.
Schedule an hour for 5 people to meet.
Like here you could just ask Copilot, find the first available time slot, and it will find it for you. So there's a lot of those things that can help, you know, like you have at home, you have those smart houses, you know, now where you're asking also another AI, like what is the weather today or whatever these things. You have like a smart refrigerator, you know, that can in sense censor what is inside and order online, like the things you need. So why we shouldn't have the same kind of capabilities in our day-to-day work life? Why we are scared of this, you know? But that's where I think we will have a lot of stuff to do in 2024, because a lot of organizations, hey, we are scared. We don't want to use AI. We don't want to use Copilot because maybe people will get access to stuff they should have access to, because again, it's AI. It will, from my perspective, it will find everything that I have access to in my organization. So if something has been not done correctly with permissions, like files that I should not have access to, all that kind of stuff, this Copilot will find that basically. So for instance, if you are asking Copilot, how much does my boss earn? Probably you don't want that answer to be revealed. So there's a lot of things organizations need to do now before they start to use Copilot, and that's why in a sense I think it's good that Microsoft hasn't allowed every organization to start to use it, because then again it will be a negative feedback, you know, because hey, there will be all this noise in the community about companies that try to do it, and then suddenly they was kind of exposing themselves with information that they should not. But again, it's not the AI fault, it's that you haven't done your homework before you put the switch on.
So from what you're saying is that AI will be integrated in our work life and probably personal life. And what companies need to do is prepare. What would be the first 3 things you would advise people to look over before they want to invest in AI and in Copilot solution?
It's very easy. Like the first one is you have to check the permissions, you know, like everybody is using SharePoint, everybody is using Teams, everybody is using OneDrive, you know, but have you shared a file in OneDrive personally with your colleague? Like if your colleague is then asking Copilot about something, it will also find what's inside that file. So you need to do that review in your organization. The second thing you need to do is probably do like an assessment, like who in my organization will have need of Copilot, you know? And those 2 things are kind of the ones you should start with, because as I said, not every person in the organization will have benefit from Copilot. Yes, currently the price is like $30 per user, but I will happily pay $30 for myself because I can see how it can benefit myself in the day-to-day work I do, not only from saving time on task, but also improving my work, you know? So those are the 2 things to start with, basically, like fix the permissions inside the organization that you don't have access to things you should not have access to. So you need to do a review with that. And of course, you have tools in the market that will help. For instance, A-Point is a good one for that. We also have other ones. But then secondly, do that assessment, because my prediction is like maybe 10% or 20% of a company's workforce will have need of Copilot. So it's not everyone should have that. So maybe start to create like a center of excellence or something like that, where they should actually come in and justify the need of a Copilot, you know, so you put it in the hands of the employee. If they need Copilot, they need to tell why. and the reason behind it, and kind of put in an application for Copilot.
That's perfect because you'll have various like business cases that you might have not thought of, and the employee who has like a full understanding what he's doing through the 8 hours of work will be able to look for optimization for more effectiveness. That's a perfect way.
Exactly, because I don't know, like I cannot say like who in the organization will need it, and that's why you should have that kind of, you can use Microsoft Form for that, for instance. Just create a form, put it out on your intranet or on your internal communication channels, and ask the right questions to kind of gathering the requirements of, do you really need to have Copilot, yes or no? And you can start to do that already now, because everybody knows that it's only currently a threshold of 300 employees that need to be licensed. It's going to open up. So you shouldn't wait until Microsoft open this up to everyone, because then again it will take you 6 months or maybe 12 months to be ready. So you should start to kind of do that internal readiness work right now. Prepare for it, get like that center of excellence set up, check your permissions and do all those things, so you'll be ready when Microsoft will allow you to buy that license.
Okay, so you have me sold on the business. So one more question. Assuming I'm a leader that is convinced and wants to implement Copilot, but I do fear some pushback from the employees, because like the initial thought might be, okay, they're implementing that, we will be cut, like our teams will be cut to shreds. How would you advise leaders to communicate, or what are some ways that they can mitigate that risk of there being a pushback of using the Copilot?
Yeah, you know, that's always like that's like the $1 million question, basically. But you know, it's,
please do tell.
Yeah, but you know, it's hard, you know, because in a sense, I do personally think that it might be some people laid off at some point of time when it comes to Copilot. It's just going to happen. But again, if a person is sitting and doing those tasks that nobody wants to do anyways, maybe the organization then should try to see how they could grow that person instead, like how they can transform that into another role, another responsibility, all that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, you should not be too scared, because nothing from AI you should send out. You know, you should not let the AI send an email for you. You need to go in and verify it, make sure that the information there is okay, because you know, you don't want to come in a situation where you suddenly send out some information to your customer that is totally not appropriate to send out, or that is not okay to send out. So even if I think that maybe there will be some people that need to find another job, I don't think that that will be the majority. You know, the majority will be the fact that, hey, this is something cool here, we can improve how we are working, we can not do those boring tasks that we don't want to do anyways. And of course, to not make people fear or risk of kind of losing their job. Again, it's like with every change, it comes opportunity. And that's what they should kind of look into. Like, this is an opportunity for me to grow. This is an opportunity for me to learn how that AI works, and kind of embrace it, you know, because I think the people that will be risking laid off is the people that is scared of change, that is scared of embracing that AI, and instead of kind of saying, no, we're not going to use this because it's going to take my job away, but it's not going to do that. It will just help you to kind of grow, and it will help you do a better job at whatever you do. And
when you look at our careers, we've been through so much change. Like, we started working with documents, now we're working on computers, now we're working from home from wherever we want. So it's just another change that I would encourage everybody to embrace. And thanks so much for sharing those great tips. It was lovely to talk to you. If you guys have some questions, just put them in the comments. We'll try to hit Knut to answer them. And stay tuned for another conversations from our channel. Thanks.
Thank you.